welcome to Floater. Today we're going to talk to Shiva Liverman, and she's going to tell us her float story about her first float. So thanks. So what was it like once you stepped in there? You shut the door. You laid down. Did you? What was your experience like while you were inside the tank?
Okay, so before going in, I wanted to make sure to set my intentions of you're gonna go in there and you're gonna relax. Like I knew that I wanted to be able to let go and just relax and float in a matter of about 15 minutes. So I didn't want to be, I'm serious, I didn't want to waste any time. So I kind of went in with this plan of, just talking to myself and saying, you're gonna relax, you're gonna be fine, you're gonna do this, it's gonna be so nice, just imagining myself in my head floating and not being nervous about it. So once they opened the door, I felt a little bit of nervousness, like, okay, this is real, it's really about to happen, are you gonna do it or not? And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do well, and I need this. I just kept telling myself, like, I need this and I'm gonna do well. Once I got in, I try to, and I say this to anybody, try to read a little bit about it or learn a little bit about it before you go, because that helped me a lot. I was able to use a technique to keep my head, above for 2 hours. It gets heavy trying to hold your head up when you're floating. I was able to figure out what I wanted to do with my arms. I know it sounds simple, but are they going to be here? Are they going to be there? You need to find that comfortable place, and that's what I did, and I was able to do it pretty quickly. And once I did that, I just spent most of my time really focusing on what was happening at that time and enjoying it. It was amazing to me. It felt amazing. Just the salt, the warm salt water on my body. A lot of books and magazines or whatever to tell you that the water feels like you don't know where your body ends, or begins, and it just mixes in with the water, and you just feel like you're going with it. Several times I imagine myself just floating in like a body of water, like an ocean. That's what I saw. It was nothing around it. It was no land, no nothing. Just me floating like in a body of water, and it would be very nice and serene and peaceful, and I'd be like, oh, this is amazing. And then for a second I realized, like, oh my God, you're floating too far, like in my head, and I get nervous. And before you knew it, you pull back into reality a bit. Okay, so and then I had to remind myself, like, there's a wall here and there's a wall here.
Right.
You're not going anywhere. Let's go back. That was a nice place, and it wasn't hard for me to go back. Like and the books tell you, like, you'll get distracted just like during meditation. You'll get distracted, but have a focal point to keep bringing you back to where you are. Yeah. And I would even say out loud to myself, let's go back to where you were, if that's what you need to do.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So it was, you felt a lot of the physical relaxation.
Absolutely. I was aware of my body, everything that was going on with my body. I remember the moment when I realized that I was more tense than I thought. I'm laying there and I'm floating, and I'm like, oh, this is cool, And then I like dropped an arm and realized, like, you can let go a little bit. So I dropped another arm, and just let the water take it. Relax your feet, relax your knees, relax your hips, like relax everything, and just let the water take you. And that right there is, that is an awareness. I didn't even know, that I was doing that. I thought I was doing pretty good until you actually, take focus to that part of your body.
Right.
And it's kind of like a body scan. You start with your head, you clear your head, and you go down to your toes until everything is soft and pliable and floaty, and you've released it to the water.
That's Awesome. So while you were in there, you just had that, the visualization of, being in a large body of water. You were able to relax.
Yeah.
Was there anything else, like any other images that came to your mind, or anything that you can remember, self-talk of any kind that kind of was beneficial? Or
I remember it's like total darkness, and after a while, your eyes start to become accustomed, and you think you can see something. And it was never like an image of anything. I just thought I saw light. I actually thought that I saw like a crack where light was shining through that crack. And I say to myself, I thought it was supposed to be pitch black dark in here, but I see a crack of light, and by the time and so my eyes are open and I'm looking at it, I'm floating, I'm looking at it, I close my eyes, I open them again, and it was gone. And I just kind of laughed about it, like, there was no light. I should have known better than to think that was light, but it felt real for a second.
That's normal.
I think that's very normal, but I never did see anything, just that image of myself, which was and that was most of the time. I remember feeling like I've been in there so long that maybe they forgot about me. I'm like, oh, this has been like, it's had to be more than 2 hours here. It's had to be more than that. But no, of course not. And I think that's kind of it. I've heard of people, seeing different imagery and things like that, but I didn't have that kind of experience.
I don't have that kind of experience either.
Right.
Like, a lot of people do have that psychedelic or hypnic,
that didn't happen for me.
Yeah.
And that was fine.
That's fine.
That really
still
wasn't.
beneficial.
It really wasn't what I was looking for going into it, but that was one thing that kind of scared me a little bit. Anytime that I think about a psychedelic or a hallucinogen, and I think about it manifests from what's in you. And I mean, I think I'm a great person, but I don't know, what those deep, dark thoughts or what might be bothering me deep inside, and I was afraid of what might present itself. But then that was a part of setting my intention, like, that you're a good person, Shiva. There's no evil, there's no darkness in you. You're gonna be fine. Like, you're gonna see, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a relaxing, positive experience for you. And it was. I didn't. That I think that would have scared me.
Right.
And I didn't want that. That wasn't what I was looking for. But I was looking for extreme, like to the top, letting go, relaxation. I don't want to feel any stress. I don't even want to carry the weight of my own body for 2 hours. That's what I want to do.
So once your time was up and you got out and you got back into the day or evening, did you feel any different after that?
Well, I mean, you get to end it with a shower, an amazing shower, with the soaps and the oils and all that, and your skin already feels amazing from the saltwater tank. So, I mean, that started it all. But then as the evening went on and you was processing what happened, it took me weeks to process fully all of what I got, everything that happened. Why did this happen? Why did you feel that way? What, did you get out of it? And as I thought about it more and more, I would, figure out something different about myself or about that experience. One thing for sure, I can't wait to get back. But, I remember saying, if this was something that I had access to, like in my home, I'd at least do it once or twice a week. At least once, and I'd like to do it twice a week. That's how amazing it is. Like, it should be a part of of your daily life. Like if it could be
Yeah.
that something like that should be a part of your daily life, just as much as you get up and you go to work and you deal with the stress of life and everything else that's going on. We should always have a place to go to release, and that was a perfect place to go.
Well, thanks for sharing your float story with us. And
Absolutely.
hopefully we can
Anytime.
talk again and get some more floats under your belt.
Absolutely. I can't wait.
All right, guys. Floater out.